Hello, Keith here. Welcome to Math Fun and Games. Today we're going to do Situation 3 of PanzerBlitz Vyazma, and we're going to start with the first turn. Let me set up the unit marker. All right. So we're going to begin with turn 1 on the scenario of Vyazma, Situation 3 of Panzerblitz. Let's take a look at the goals, the winning conditions. Number 3, typical 1941 mobile action, the Val of Vyazma. Advancing German mobile units scatter remnants of shattered Russian units during the push on Moscow. So this is shortly after Barbarossa began. And the Russians have a very weak defensive line over here. And the Russians have to maintain that defensive line. The Russians win if they are able to establish an unbroken line of hexes covered with either units or fire from west to east, edge of board at the end of their move in turn 10. Right. So the Russians go last. They have to have a line of coverage of either fire or units. The Germans have to smash a hole in that at least 3 hexes wide. Clear a path 3 hexes wide from south edge to the north edge of the board, uncovered by Russian units or fired by the end of Russian. So the Germans not only have to break the Russian line, they have to be able to have a 3 hex wide lane from south through north. So I'm going to back up a little bit and show you what defense I gave to the Russians. Now, of course, there are many ways to set up, but this is what I did. So on top of this hill, to give me coverage, I have this howitzer. This howitzer has a range of 10. You notice the 1 on top of the howitzer. I put that there so I can mark up, so it could show that I can fire out to there. I'm just showing its fire limits. It also covers to the top of the big hill, the big mesa, and it covers way over here. And then from that point on, I have this mortar over here, and that covers me down to the final board, the woods board, and on the woods board, you'll see that the mortar connects between the hills at the very north of the woods board right here. And then I just, on these 3 hills, I have an infantry, on those 2 hills, I have an infantry unit each, and then I have another infantry unit there. And that's the fire line. Forward of that, I have some defensive units. This is to prevent the Germans just from coming straight down and having their way. So over here in this woods on the road, I have a rifle unit and a truck. The truck is there so I can move that unit out quickly if I want to. Oh, and on this hill over here, hill 135, covering the road that's near it, I have some units. I have an armor unit, a mortar unit. I have on the far slope, I have a submachine gun unit, and I have a truck there. And beyond that, I have in the woods there, on the south of that hill, or north of that hill, but I have more road coverage with a submachine gun unit and a wagon. Over here on the center, I have some in the town of Bednost on Hill 132. I have a rifle company deployed in that town. And it's going to cover that important 4-way intersection. Over here, I have a rifle unit in this woods on the board that goes from the center board to the hill forest board. And over here, I have a rifle unit in that city right there. I also have coverage from covering that plane. I have this 76.2 millimeter armor, anti-armor, take on any vehicles. And I have my other long-range anti-tank rifle almost to the western edge of the board over there. Okie dokie. So I'm going to back off, the map. And that's the Russian setup. Now the Germans are going to come in as a group. I'm going to have them attack the plains board, the board with the plane, and they're going to try to take out that hill right there, that howitzer on that hill that covers so much terrain. If they can knock that unit out, then they've broken the line basically. And to do that, I sent minor forces to the easternmost board. And the reason I did this to prevent the Russians from shifting all their forces to the westernmost board. So over here on this board, I sent a tank and a half-track with a rifle platoon. On the centermost board, I also sent a tank and a half-track and a rifle platoon. This is to prevent the Russians from just shifting their forces to the west. And on the west, that's where I have my big push. I got 4 armor units, and I have 3 half-tracks. One has a rifle company, one has a howitzer connect, and one has a mortar unit, and I have the trucks with the 8.5 anti-armor weapon. If you look at the top of my markers over here, I marked what each truck is carrying and what each half-track is carrying. Also, the tanks for the Germans are all half firepower because they're actually Panzer IIIs, and the counters are for Panzer IVs. Okay, I want to check. Okay, everyone's marked. Good. Okay, so I believe the Germans move first. Let's look at the card. Yeah, the Germans move first, and then the Russians move. Okay, so there's no mine combat, and it's going to be there's no fire combat because the Germans haven't entered the board yet, so we just have German movement. So this has a rifle company in it. It's going to move forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't want to block that forward. No, yeah, I can do that. That's no big deal. I can move over it. Okay, so that's headed on its way. And over here, these trucks. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The other truck is going to be right behind it. So there's actually 6 units there. However, 3 of those units are loaded on vehicles, so I'm not violating stacking. And here comes the armor unit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it's going to be another armor unit back there. And then over here, this half track will go 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then he's going to stop there. Oh, shoot. I wasn't using the road movement right there, was I? So these units have some more. They can go a little bit further. How much further? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. So they can go an extra 4. So they have an extra 4 movement points. So break this out. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's for the truck. And the other truck is going to be right next to it. Yeah. I wasn't doing row movement, right? Excuse me. All right, and this unit right here. 10. Yeah. So it's whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, it does. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I believe it's going to be right. I want to be careful. It's going to be right there. I don't want to go too fast, too quickly. Okay. And these tanks can move a little bit further. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this tank is actually going to go right here. And then these half tracks. 1, 2, 3, 3.5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And they're just going to go over there. And it's going to go there, and that's going to go there. So that's the group coming on to attack. Yeah, initially I wasn't using my road movement rate, so now we're going to go to the center board. And this movement factor of 8, so it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's going to go into that woods hex right there. And following right along, this one's going to go right there, and it's going to unload the infantry. You always want infantry to be working with your armor right there. And down here, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to stop there. And then this is going to go down the road, and it's going to park right there. I want to unload it so it can defend. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm going to clear a move. That's now, let's see if the German, I believe the Germans might have a close assault. No, they're not going to do a close assault here, because that's going to be 3 to 16. No. Nope, can do, no can do. All right, that's going to be it. So now we're going to go to the bottom of the first turn. Let me back up on the map a little bit. There we go. So first of all, fire phase. This anti-armor right here, does it have a target? That's the question. I don't want to move it. Go from right here. All right. So that is in range. And it's unblocked. That's good. Against the truck, it's still going to be 6 to 1. I can take out that truck. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this weapon right here, take out that truck. And that eliminates a very important German unit right there. I'll mark this right here, fired. Boom. Nope, nope, not that one. Not that one, this one. How about this one? Okay, let's see. Check line of sight. From here. Ooh, and that also has line of sight. No, that was the one that just fired. Okay, that one did fire. And this one fired. Okay. Howitzer doesn't have range. That doesn't have range or line of sight. So that's it for that board. Over here, this infantry unit. Obviously, it's not going to fire. It's just going to stay in place. And the big push is coming up north. But again, remember, I have to maintain that line of units. I don't think I have any fire over here. I don't. Over here, I know I don't have fire. But I'm going to start mobilizing these to move out. So there's no fire over here. So we're going on to the movement phase. Do I have enough units? in this area to block. Yes, I do. I'm going to move this infantry down to that truck, and they're going to move out to someplace else. I have a rifle unit right there. I'm going to leave him in place for the time being. So I need to, and any movement in the center, any movement over here. I don't think so. Now, if you notice something, the reason I have all these wagons surrounding this hill is because I don't want this unit on this hill to be an easy overrun target. And so this hilltop cannot be overrun if there's units on the exit hex for the overrun. Okay, next question. Do I have a close assault? Let's take a look. Right here, this unit, I believe I do have a close assault right there. Okay, so it's going to be 1 to 2. Well, so I have to attack both of those, right? So it's going to be 5 to 12. It's going to be a 1 to 3 minus 2. Or over here, I can do a 1 to 2, 1 to 2 minus 1. I'm going to take the 1 to 2 minus 1 against that tank. 1 to 2 minus 1 is 5, so that's not going to have any effect. Rats. I believe that's it. Things are starting to get interesting, I do say. Okay. All right, so that's it for turn 1. It was a really quick turn. I made a mistake as a German player. That should have been, that truck with that anti-armor should have been out of the line of sight of that anti-armor gun right there. I can move the fire marker actually. So we'll see if that has an effect or not. It might not. I also made a slight mistake in that I was moving these. Initially, I was not using the royal movement rate, but so then at the end I added some units. That's it. So thank you for being here for turn 1. We'll do turn 2 tomorrow, I hope. Thank you very much and have a good day. Bye-bye.